Kevin Spencer joins us. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning.
So what do you do?
I'm a magician. I know. What is that?
That's like one of the top 5 awesome jobs ever.
It is the greatest job in the world. I can remember telling my mom when I was 5, when I grow up, I'm going to be a magician. And as every good Midwestern mom does, she patted me on the head and said, you can do whatever you want to, as long as you put your mind to it.
So where are you from?
I grew up in Indiana, but we live on the East Coast now. We're based out of Virginia.
Okay.
You said Midwest, so we had to figure out somewhere, yeah.
I grew up in one of those little farm towns in the northwest corner of Indiana.
What town was it?
Rensselaer, Indiana.
I know where it is. You lived in Indianapolis. Your mom and dad lived in Indianapolis.
They live in India. I lived in Fort Wayne and Auburn.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
nice.
Small world.
It is a small world. Great town.
Kevin, you're going to be at the Washington Pavilion tonight, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Doing some magic. You remember your first magic trick?
I do.
What was it?
It was this tiny little egg vase, they called it. And it was this little vase that you took a little white ball and you put it in, and when you put the lid on it, and when you opened it up, the little white ball was gone.
Oh.
We're going to do that in the show tonight. No, I'm teasing.
So what kind of things can people expect at the show?
Tonight, we are now these days, now that Mr. Copperfield has decided to sit down in Las Vegas, which we were so excited to happen, we're the largest touring illusion show in the United States. So we're going to hit the stage this afternoon at the Pavilion with about 12 tons of equipment.
Wow.
And jokingly, we call this our greatest hits tour, because these are all of my favorite illusions over the last 7 years of touring. So I'm going to end the show by recreating one of Houdini's underwater escapes. I'm going to read a few people's minds. Oh. Yes, we are definitely going to cut somebody in half tonight.
I have to go.
We're going to be using lots of people from the audience. One of my favorite tricks in the show is a recreation of a very famous Houdini trick in 1914. He walked through a solid brick wall on the stages of Broadway. Did it for only a few months and then stopped. And nobody really knows why he stopped. They just know.
Well, I do. It hurts.
Trust me, man. It does hurt. And you get all sorts of concrete dust in your hair. It's terrible. So since 1914, no other magician has attempted that illusion live on stage. Well, tonight, when people come into the pavilion, on the front edge of the stage, they're going to see 8 or 9 solid concrete cinder blocks. We're going to give them the opportunity to come up and check them out and make sure they're real. They're going to stay there in plain view until it's time to use them. And then we're going to invite a guy from the audience to come on the stage with us. And while my guys stack those blocks on 2 steel bars into a solid wall, the guy from the audience will hold on to the wall, and I'll visibly walk from one side through the concrete and out the other side.
Well, tell us how you do it. Come on.
Yeah, it's man.
Do you ever share your secrets?
I don't.
Hey, what do you?
No good musician does.
That's right.
What do you think of that guy on cable who reveals all the magician's secrets?
Oh, the masked magician? Yeah.
He's a clown, isn't he?
Yeah. Here's what bothered us about that in the magic community overall. It's one thing if you create the illusion and then expose it, but if somebody else takes all of that creative energy to create something and then you're the person that destroys it without even asking their permission, it's like going into an art museum and spray painting a Mona Lisa, you know, and just going, oh yeah, because I have the right to do that.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother us so much. It did bother us that he was exposing secrets. What bothered us more is that he was just so reckless with an art form that has been passed down for so long. And the things that he destroyed were a lot of the things that kids, if you're starting to get into magic, you're saving every dime you can to buy a trick. And if you're paying $300 or $400 for an illusion and then this joker gets on TV and destroys it, you've just worked all your lawnmower money off, and it's like, there you go. He didn't hurt people like me, because I have a great creative team. I pay my guys a lot of money to come up with good tricks, and usually my trick is the only one. And even for me, the guys who create for me, I sign on every illusion about a 25-page non-disclosure agreement about how I'll treat it on television, what it's going to be like on a stage. So it's a highly protected, and they don't do that because they don't want anybody to know the secret. They do that because that's all their creative energy poured into that one thing, and they just want to be able to protect their intellectual property.
And people shouldn't want to know. I mean, everyone's curious, but we like that mystery. That's why it's magic.
It takes 2 kinds of people to come to a magic show, and I look for them in the audience every time. People come in and I love the people who come in and just sit down and believe anything is possible. They're the easiest. They're the ones that are clapping first. And it's like perfect.
Cheering you on.
But if you don't have that other half of the audience that's giving you those really inquisitive, they're going, how did I do? I think I got that figured out.
That's me.
Well, if I don't see you elbowing the person next to you in the audience, then I'm thinking I'm not doing a very good job.
love what you do.
It's the best job in the world. It's a
so
great
cool.
job.
It just, I just like, what? How do they do that? How do you do it?
And you're only here tonight, not tomorrow night too?
Just tonight.
Oh,
Tomorrow
okay.
we'll be on our way to Miami.
Oh, well. Okay.
Kevin Spencer tonight, 7 o'clock at the Washington Pavilion. Get tickets before they sell out. Kevin, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for letting me be here. I appreciate it.
You're the best. This is Light 92.5.
KELO-FM.